Welcome back to Pursuit of Purpose. I appreciate all of you for joining me again. Here we're going to have an episode of In-Office Gossip, and today we're going to discuss what we call a universal law. Now, this particular law, it cannot be broken. It's a law that dictates every part of our lives, every part of our universe, and we can use it to work for us, or we can cause it to work against us. Now, what I mean by that is, let's just name the law first. So the law is called the law of increasing return. Now, I'll illustrate this with one of my favorite things. It's written about in many books, and it's the illustration of an acorn. What is an acorn? Well, we all know, here in the South especially, we know an acorn is the seed of an oak tree. And what's its job? The acorn's job can be many things. It can become food to an animal. It can be destroyed and just fertilize the earth. Or it can be allowed to germinate. It can take root, and it can reproduce of its kind. It can produce an oak tree, and from that one little acorn can be produced millions upon millions of other acorns, and then potentially other trees. Well, how on earth does that relate to us in our walk and our journey as humans? Well, the fascinating thing about us is we have this ability to articulate speech and to take actions. And everything we say, everything we do, is just like an acorn. So, whatever you're saying produces thoughts in yourself, and it produces results outside of yourself. So if you could review the words that you speak and consider that they are just like seeds, would you want the seeds that you're planting to grow and reproduce? Because they all do. Whether you like them, whether they're healthy or good words or not, they are all being planted, and they're all reproducing of their kind. Not only are they reproducing, but just like the acorn, when they begin to reproduce, they reproduce in an increasing way. So one negative word may reproduce, or will likely reproduce, 1 million or more negative results. Imagine what life would be like. What would life be like if we purposefully used our words and actions to reproduce positive results, or at least the results that we want? Are you doing that in your life? I know I haven't. So what I mean by that, like, let's say, for instance, when you have an opportunity to talk bad about somebody else, or just listen to somebody else talk bad about somebody else, how could you possibly recreate that circumstance into, or reinvent that circumstance into, a positive outcome? Well, at a bare minimum, you could avoid it. I don't know of almost any negative conversation that couldn't have been simply avoided. And at a minimum, that prevents those negative words from being spoken, right? But if, like most of us, you want to participate in that conversation because you value the relationship of the person saying it, or whatever the reason might be, what if you made it a game of flipping it around, changing a negative conversation to a positive one? Well, how could you do that? Well, it takes practice. Just like everything in life, it takes practice. So I'd challenge all of you friends. I know it's not easy because I personally do it, and I have caused many negative seeds to be planted and reproduced in my own life and the lives of my loved ones and friends. So I am not talking about anything that I'm not guilty of myself. I hope this is a valuable topic. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And it could be as simple as, let's say that you're driving down the road and you're on the phone with somebody, and you look over and you see someone else you know, and they have someone in the car with them that you don't recognize. Well, you might be on the phone with a friend and you might say to them, "Oh, I just saw so-and-so going down the highway with somebody that's not their spouse." What purpose does that serve? What business is it of yours? And do you really have the information to make a judgment of whether or not that circumstance is positive or negative? But we fall into the tendency of wanting to produce the juicy gossip, or spill the tea, as we like to say, or at least my wife and daughters like to say. So how could that circumstance be flipped around? Well, you could just say nothing. Or you could see that person drive by, acknowledge that they drove by, and you could say something that you have in a positive way or positive memory about them. I have learned in recent years to refocus my attention and energy into things that help others recreate, reinvent, repurpose, and cause positive results in their lives and in my own. And what do you think it would be like if we all began that? How would our culture change? Guys, I really appreciate you joining me. My name's Robbie, and I thank you for allowing me to become a part of the pursuit of your purpose. That's been an In-Office Gossip for today. Have a great day.